about wide receivers this time that are ranked outside the top 100 that I think can provide you with substantial fantasy play, if not at the worst. Why are you not taking them? In this range anywhere, you're already making dart throws. So why not pick a guy like one of these guys? And that is Sky Moore, wide receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs, and his counterpart, Justyn Ross, wide receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs. Sky Moore currently holds a 12th round value. He didn't do a lot last year except for just break out in the playoffs. We saw a strong playoff performance from Sky Moore. He even got a touchdown in the Super Bowl. Congrats to him, give him a big old hug. His draft capital was second round. He was a second round guy in 2022. They plan to use him at some point. He played a lot of special teams last year. Like I said, they integrated him more into the offense going into the playoffs. They're using him. He's a second round value, okay? Now I get it. They drafted or they traded for Kadarius Toney. I understand. Kadarius Toney's currently going in the 7th round. And as of right now, whether you want to believe the puff pieces or not, Patrick Mahomes just came out and said that Kadarius Toney could be one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. Sure, I want to believe it as well. But truly, we don't know who's going to be the number one wide receiver for this team. And right now, if you're sitting and you're thinking about taking Kadarius Toney in the 7th round, when you could take the other number one wide receiver on that team and Sky Moore, I don't know. There's just a thought to have. Obviously, everyone's clearly on the board with Kadarius Toney. At least most are, okay? But why not take your shot and supreme handcuff your wide receivers? Because if you're taking Sky Moore and you also take Kadarius Toney, then you're okay. But if you took Kadarius Toney and he doesn't pan out and you didn't take Sky Moore, you're going to be asking yourself, man, I missed out on the Chiefs' number one wide receiver. And a lot of you may be saying, well, Juju Smith-Schuster was only the wide receiver 27 last year. Kansas City only passes to the tight end position, which is Travis Kelce. I understand that. But Travis Kelce is also 33. And one of these days, the cliff is coming. Not to say it's going to be this year. We all love Travis Kelce. I hope he plays forever. But in terms of the wide receiver position, I think you're eating your words with Kadarius Toney. And I hope I'm wrong because that's a lot to pay up for him. And Sky Moore is sitting there in the 12th round as a dart pick at this point. Why not take it? The same can be included for Justyn Ross, who is essentially going undrafted in fantasy drafts. He missed all of the 2022 season. He was an undrafted rookie. You can make the case for him too, because guess what? Well, not really, because Isaiah Pacheco was not an undrafted rookie. He was drafted in the 7th round. But you see the trend of where I'm going here. These guys are deep sleepers amongst a wide receiving corps that it's really anyone's best guess as to who will be the wide receiver one. Betting odds, of course, Kadarius Toney. But where there's a sliver of hope in the back of your drafts, you should be drafting a guy like Sky Moore or Justyn Ross. Jacob, help me out here, please.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with you. They're definitely values, right? I'm not saying avoid Toney necessarily. Like, I think he has a lot of upside, but as far as like some dart throws, because like that's a situation where we don't know. It's like we can, we like Toney, right? We can wish all we want that he's going to become an elite wide receiver one playing with Patrick Mahomes. The fantasy community can want it so bad. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. So it could easily be Sky Moore. We don't know. And it's like, and Justyn Ross, like, it's one of those situations where, like, look, after Travis Kelce, that spot is wide open. And it's not, potential and speculation does not lock you into that spot. What you do in the games locks you into that spot. So it could easily be a situation where, like, you're getting a guy that's going undrafted, possibly like Sky Moore, as a wide receiver one. I mean, I'm not saying that's going to happen. I don't think so. I'm not betting on it, but it's like people are so sure that it's going to be Toney, right? And I put my money on Toney if I had to bet on one to be it, but we're just not sure.
We're just not sure. And let me just correct you there. You said undrafted. Justyn Ross, definitely undrafted. Sky Moore being drafted, but still late enough to where, if it doesn't pan out, you're okay dropping him. That's what I was trying to say earlier. And I couldn't agree more. Yes, the betting odds, the betting favorite is for Kadarius Toney to be the wide receiver 1. But man, oh man, what if those people are wrong and you're missing out on a potentially great fantasy asset in the 12th round? Those guys in your leagues who draft players like that, they're always the ones who are smoking that cigar in the back when the season's ending. And they came out with one of the best sleeper picks in the draft. So you heard it here first. Sky Moore or Justyn Ross. Deep sleepers that should be on your fantasy team going into week 1 of the NFL football season. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments. Be sure to like